Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Siman Kuftes, Siman 109, Halacha Dalet, the fourth halacha. Going further with our discussion of the waters that are used for kneading the dough for the matzah, and how we are to draw the water from where, how to store it. Okay, the halacha starts. Hanaharos b'yamei Nisan, the rivers, the streams in the days of Nisan. Nisan is the Hebrew month that Passover falls out in. So if you're baking matzah in Nisan itself, you know that Nisan is also the Hebrew month. In the Torah, it's called the month of Aviv, the month of spring. So already we see the weather changing a little bit in that month. Not in the northern climate, not so much, but the further south you go, the more you see it. So it says over here that the Naharos b'yamei Nisan, the rivers, the streams in the days of Nisan, Alpi Harov hen yoser karm min haberos. He says in the majority, Alpi Harov, in the majority, hen yoser karim, they're more cold, min haberos, more so than from the wells. It's typically, at least definitely where he was, it is not yet warm enough for the rivers to become warmer than where the wells are. Wells, because they're in the ground, typically don't freeze over, whereas the river water can freeze over. So the rivers are a little cooler certain times of year than well water is. Alkain, therefore, yishav min hanar. Therefore, you should draw from the river, because the river is colder. And as we have said, we want the absolute coldest water possible for the baking of matzah. So if it's still very cold and we have a choice between river water and well water, we should go with the river water, because it is going to be colder. Of course, everything depends on sort of the situation on the ground. It all depends on what the weather really is doing. But chances are, if spring has not sprung, the water in the river is going to be cooler than the water out of the well. Ach, but lefamim hanaharos gedolim Havsharos shilogim. But oftentimes, hanaros, the rivers, gedolim, they grow, they swell up, mehavsharos shilogim, from the melted offcast, the melting of the snow. The water is given off when the snow melts, it flows down to the rivers, and the rivers swell. And when that's the case, they're not as cold. They're not so cold. Not like they were. So a lot of it depends on the river or the stream, and a lot of it depends on the season. What's the situation in that particular year? What's the weather pattern in that particular year? Because it could be that the melt has already really started in earnest, and the water that is in the river is somewhat warmed. In that case, as tov yoser l'shov min haberos. In that case, then tov yoser it's better l'shov min haberos, to draw from the well for your water to bake your matzah with. So really, again, this is not so practical to our current situation. So the take home from here is that really, as we've seen before, we're really looking for the coldest water possible, because that will retard the fermentation. It will retard the process of the dough becoming chametz. And of course, that's what we're trying to avoid in all this. So, that's the main idea of this halacha. Okay, hatzlacha rabba, keep learning. Kol tuv, we'll see you in the next video. Be well.